Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we are strapping in for a pretty high-speed look at the very near future. We're going straight into a strategic report that maps out exactly what sales and marketing teams need to be doing, well, right now. Okay, let's unpack this. Our focus is this really comprehensive outlook from Sales Case Hub Publishing. It's titled Generative AI and the Future of Social and Digital Selling, a 2026 strategic outlook. The mission is, to move past all the hype around Gen AI and get down to brass tacks. What's moving from a pilot project to an absolute operational necessity by 2026?
And this report is so critical because it just captures this immense tension that's defining everything right now.
Yeah.
If you connect it to the bigger picture, the upside is, it's phenomenal. I mean, leading organizations are forecasting 3 to 6 times ROI in their marketing investment.
3 to 6 times?
Exactly. All through AI-enabled personalization and automation. That's the competitive pressure right there. But, and this is a huge but, that speed comes with a steep penalty if you're reckless. We can't ignore the risk. Forrester specifically warns that ungoverned Gen AI use is on track to cost B2B companies over $10 billion in enterprise value by 2026.
$10 billion. Wow. Where does that loss come from?
It's from legal fines, compliance failures, and maybe worst of all, just completely eroded customer trust. So we have to navigate this trade-off between speed and being responsible.
Okay, let's start with the sheer scale of adoption then. We've been talking about Gen AI proofs of concept for a while, but this report says we're now solidly in the proof of value phase. What do the numbers look like for 2026?
Oh, they're staggering. It really suggests AI is becoming table stakes almost immediately. Gartner is projecting that by the end of 2026, over 80% of enterprises will have deployed Gen AI across their core marketing and sales functions.
80%. So this isn't some niche optimization tool. It's a full operational overhaul.
It is. And the economic engine behind this shift seems to be concentrated squarely on those customer-facing teams.
Right.
Absolutely. McKinsey estimated that Gen AI could add, an incredible $4.4 trillion annually to global productivity. But here's the kicker. 75% of that value comes directly from marketing and sales.
75%. Why so high in that specific area?
Because those functions are all about massive data synthesis, content creation, and repetitive customer engagement. All things Gen AI is just brilliant at automating or augmenting.
So the economic lift is real. What about the lift for the individual seller or marketer on the ground?
For the organizations that actually implement this successfully, we are looking at a 30 to 45% gain in productivity for just those routine customer engagement activities.
That's a huge amount of time freed up.
An enormous amount. And the implication isn't job replacement, it's capacity liberation. It lets humans finally focus on the high-value strategic work, building relationships, complex negotiations, creative problem solving.
That internal efficiency is a huge driver, but the report also highlights this external force, this massive accelerating shift in how buyers actually research and find information. We have to talk about the search evolution.
This is one of the most critical findings in the whole report. The traditional SEO model is, it's rapidly collapsing under the weight of the zero-click search. The data they cite shows that search is resulting in 0 clicks, where the answer is just provided right there by an AI synopsis like a Google AI overview, jumped from 56% to a stunning 69% between May 2024 and May 2025.
Almost 7 out of 10 searches. So if your business relies on website traffic and organic clicks, that's a 5-alarm fire. This forces a strategic overhaul to what the report calls Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO. We'll break that down later, but first let's get into the 5 transformative capabilities that are really redefining everything.
Right. So capability number 1 is the shift to hyper-personalization at scale. We just talk about account-based marketing, targeting a company. Gen AI pushes us way past that. It enables individualized messaging for every single decision maker in a buying committee.
Every single one.
Every single one. Yeah. And it adjusts dynamically based on their role, their pain points, their real-time behavior.
And the examples show this isn't just theory. The report mentions a distribution company that scaled this. The result wasn't just incremental. They generated over $1 billion in new sales opportunities.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
That's a 10% pipeline increase. And they doubled their email click-through rates at the same time. The efficiency gain goes straight to revenue.
It does, but you touched on the crucial caveat. The creepy factor. The report really emphasizes the need for strict guardrails here, right?
It has to be the top priority. Personalization at this scale means you're balancing relevance with respecting privacy. The content has to feel helpful, not like surveillance. Trust is still the highest currency.
Okay, let's move to capability 2. AI-powered sales intelligence and next best action. This sounds like more than just an upgrade to a CRM.
Oh, it's much deeper. This capability is about ending data paralysis. Gene AI synthesizes mountains of internal sales data with external market signals. It doesn't just score a lead. It recommends the single best next action. Nurture this lead with this white paper, accelerate that one with a dynamic price, or just deprioritize this one entirely.
I remember the manufacturer example. Their virtual assistant built real-time analytics and routed hyper-personalized emails, filtering hot leads back to humans only when the timing was perfect. That's powerful.
It connects data silos that no human team could ever process fast enough.
Now, capability 3 is the one I find most provocative. Conversational AI and agent-led negotiations. This isn't just chatbots for support queries, is it?
No, this is a fundamental disruption. The report projects that by 2026, 20% of B2B sellers will be forced to respond to sophisticated, buyer-controlled AI agents.
Wait, so my AI talks to your AI. The negotiation shifts from human to human to agent to agent. Aren't we removing the most critical part of the sales process there, the relationship?
That's the tension, exactly. We're not replacing the human entirely, but we are automating the transactional, really tedious parts of negotiation like, quote, generation and instant counteroffers. The human seller's role pivots from being the negotiator to being the orchestrator and the trainer of their sales agent. It requires a whole new skill set in agent prompting.
That's a massive shift in talent. Okay, capability 4, content creation and campaign acceleration. This seems like the most immediate win for marketers.
It is. It's all about speed. Marketers can now personalize content emails, add copy, you name it, up to 50 times faster than doing it manually. A campaign that took months can now be compressed into weeks or even days.
But the report gives a pretty stark warning about the downside. AI slop.
Correct. The market is about to be flooded with generic formulaic content from teams who just use Gen AI as a replacement, not an augmentation tool. That stuff lacks authenticity, it won't convert, and it actually damages the brand. You have to use these tools to scale human creativity, not to replace it.
And finally, capability 5 is predictive analytics and opportunity identification. This sounds like it's about going beyond the leads you already have.
Exactly. This is about turning the lens outward. Gen AI can analyze massive amounts of unstructured external data, think construction permits, competitor hiring patterns, regulatory filings, to identify brand new opportunities that traditional prospecting would just never see. It turns external noise into actionable pipeline.
That proactive use of external data is going to be a huge differentiator and fast. So let's go back to that search disruption and generative engine optimization, GEO. If 69% of searches are zero-click, what does GEO demand that old-school SEO does not?
Well, SEO is all about keywords and backlinks to get you to rank #1 on a list. GEO is totally different. It focuses on making your content citable, trustworthy, and authoritative within the AI-generated answer itself. The goal is to be the source for the AI's summary.
So the goal is citation, not clicks.
Precisely.
How do you do that? What are the key GEO principles the report lays out?
There are 4 non-negotiables now. First is authority and trust. The AI prioritizes content from recognized, verified experts. You have to invest in demonstrating real expertise in your niche.
All right, that makes sense.
Second is structured data. AI systems scrape content much more efficiently when it's formatted logically. That means clear, answer-focused paragraphs, schema markup, making sure your stats are easy to pull and verify.
Third, natural language. You have to get away from that stiff, keyword-stuffed marketing copy. Your content needs to directly answer conversational questions that a person or an AI would ask. How, why, and what if?
And finally, multimodal content. The AI models are trained on text, images, video, audio, everything. So if you want your expertise to be referenced in a comprehensive AI answer, you need to be creating content in all those formats. This is why budgets need to shift from just link building to producing deep, original, authoritative research.
This need for dramatic speed brings us right back to the governance imperative. Moving this fast carries huge risks.
It does. And we have to reinforce that $10 billion risk figure from Forrester. That loss of value comes from a few core things. The biggest is inaccuracy and hallucinations. The report noted that 19% of buyers are already less confident in a purchase if the AI info they got was unreliable.
That trust erodes so quickly.
Instantly. Then you have data privacy violations, which are magnified at AI scale, and the risk of bias in the training models. Well, one risk people often overlook is the loss of human authenticity.
Meaning buyers still need that human touch point at the end.
Exactly. Even if AI handles all the routine stuff, the report confirms that 30% of buyers still want deeper validation from a human expert during the final purchase stages. You need clear boundaries so that AI efficiency doesn't kill the trust you need to get the final signature.
Which brings us to the practical advice. The Sales Case Hub publishing report provides extremely specific, actionable recommendations by role. This is the 2026 implementation checklist. So let's start with the 5 directives for sales leaders.
Okay, for sales leaders, the strategic priority is to operationalize AI immediately and focus on concrete ROI. Their 5 recommendations are: first, launch pilot programs immediately. Focus on contained high-impact uses like email personalization or lead scoring and do it in Q1 2026. Second, invest heavily in prompt engineering capabilities. A seller's ability to write effective prompts is the new competitive edge. They need internal training and shared prompt libraries.
And number 3 is to redesign sales processes around AI. So don't just layer AI on top of old processes. You have to rethink the workflow from scratch.
Right. Fourth, establish clear human-AI boundaries. Define what stays exclusively human strategic relationships, ethical judgment, versus what AI takes the lead on, like routine follow-ups. And fifth, measure holistically. Track both efficiency gains, like time saved, and effectiveness gains, like win rates and customer satisfaction.
Okay, now shifting to marketing leaders. Their 5 recommendations seem to align directly with that GEO challenge. Their priority is becoming the source, right?
That's it exactly, owning the source. First, they must shift budget from traditional SEO to GEO. Reallocate resources to original research and expert content that is designed to be cited by AI, not just clicked by humans. Second, build a Gen AI-enabled content factory. They need robust systems with brand guidelines built in to produce 10 to 50 times more personalized content fast.
Third, they have to reimagine the agency relationship. With Gen AI handling routine content, agencies should be reserved for high-level brand strategy and complex creative.
Exactly. Fourth, invest in personalization infrastructure. Move aggressively from marketing to segments to truly individual-level personalization, using integrated data and real-time decisioning. And fifth, establish ethical guidelines on AI disclosure and data usage to maintain that critical audience trust.
Finally, the big picture role, chief revenue officers. This is about organization-wide alignment and risk management. What are their 5 non-negotiables?
Their priority is managing risk and change at an enterprise level. It's huge. Number 1, create cross-functional AI governance. This needs to include sales, marketing, legal, compliance, IT, and ethics to prevent silos. 2, invest deeply in change management. They had to communicate the vision, address job fears with reskilling, and provide comprehensive training.
Third, they need to partner strategically with technology providers, really evaluating if the advantage is in building custom tech or leveraging commercial solutions from OpenAI, Google, Microsoft.
Fourth, and this is crucial, prepare for agent-to-agent commerce. They need to allocate resources now to develop strategies for automated quotes and dynamic pricing systems to respond to those buyer-side AI agents. And finally, number 5, balance speed with responsibility. Move fast, but have the governance in place to avoid that $10 billion risk zone.
So, if you connect all of this, the message from Sales Case Hub Publishing is really unified and clear. The question is no longer if you should adopt Gen AI, but how quickly and how responsibly you can do it.
Yes, disciplined innovation is really the only path forward.
So what does this all mean for you listening? The risk of inaction is no longer just falling behind. It's competitive displacement. It's losing market share and margin erosion. The window to get an early mover advantage, especially in geo dominance and agent-to-agent capabilities, is narrowing really fast as we head into 2026. So here is a final provocative thought for you to consider based on these findings. BCG found that employees who adopt Gen AI tools reinvest 70% of the time they save into higher value activities. You should ask yourself, if you gain 30% of your work time back tomorrow, what is the single highest value strategic activity, the complex, human-centric, relationship-defining work you would immediately focus on? That answer, that defines your most critical 2026 priority.